Okay, so this is the right side to the arc animated forearms. I just want to show some of the assembly tips and steps that I've kind of done. This is the one that'll have the squares attached, and you can see that section there is where the squares are going to be. This area here with the indentions is normally where we put like the Velcro. This would be the open side. I've found that if you bring it in just a little bit more to make this section narrower, it won't fight you as much when you want to glue the two halves together, just because of the flatness there, and then the radius, it just kind of puts a little bit of a fight. There's a lot of lines on this here, so just kind of make sure you take note on exactly where you trim it. And this is the glue side. You can see the forearms, the biceps and the forearms are all the same piece, and it kind of shows you where you're going to cut that out. The inner portion, again, it's got the arrows that help you define where you're going to trim this, and the forearm, again, if you could maybe bring that in a little bit, measure the circumference of your bicep and make sure you can do that on both sides. That'll help keep everything kind of in line. On the square piece itself, you just take a pencil and just kind of trace along the edging here. And most important, when you get down to the front here, you want to make sure you bring it down pretty low, just to make sure you give yourself plenty of room to fold over the edge of the forearms. So when they glue together, they're going to look like this. So you've got the back side, both the lines, you want to line up those grooves, and this is the side that's going to become completely seamless. This side here, I went ahead and put some Velcro in place. This is where the strip's going to go. So it's important for you to take the time and cut the strip out first, so that when you glue this section of these two halves together, you know that this is going to fit properly between the two spaces. What I've done is I've just applied some Velcro. I'm thinking this piece doesn't need to glue on like on the rocket the back half did. I found that just try this here with one hand, lining this up and having the Velcro will keep this on, and it should stay pretty much where it needs to live. So this is why you want to have this section there a little bit longer, so you can go through with the Dremel and clean up and match the front edge there. But I didn't get it quite lined up right. But so basically that's how it's going to look with this square pieces attached, and that's pretty much it. I think this right side's a little bit easier than with the rocket side. There's definitely a lot less pieces. So just to recap, basically I would say trim this piece out first, so when you start to put these pieces together where the squares need to go, that you make sure that the spacing between here is appropriately measured out so that this fits between them. And that's pretty much it for the animated arc forearms.